Hey guys, it's Amanda here with the Everyday Oilers team, and I'm here to talk about baking on your Savvy Minerals makeup, the technique known as baking. I shared a little bit about it last week, and I had quite a few questions, so I just wanted to explain what that is and how it works. So I'm starting off with a clean and primed face. I wash my face with the Orange Blossom, Young Living's Orange Blossom face wash. A few times a week I exfoliate with the Satin Mint facial scrub, and then I like to use the Boswelia Wrinkle cream all over my face as a moisturizer. It's just a great consistency for my skin type, and I really like the results. I really like how it works. So my face is moisturized and primed with the Boswelia Wrinkle cream. So what is baking? So baking is a technique that actually originated, from what I can tell from researching and learning about it, it originated in the drag queen community. So they had a need to really get makeup to have some really powerful staying power underneath lots of costume, like makeup, with them being underneath a lot of costumes and getting really warm and being underneath stage lights. There was a need to have the makeup just like really stick and hold on and not get, not smear or sweat away. So somehow within that community, they developed this technique known as baking your makeup on. So it's kind of a similar concept-ish as to, making clay art. And like, for example, getting some clay and doing handprints with your kiddos, and then you put it in the oven and you bake it, and that baking it, that sets that mold, and it hardens it, it sets that mold. Now with baking your makeup on, it does not make it hard. It's not going to create any type of like plastic feeling on your skin in any way at all. But what it does is you put your makeup on your face, very liberally, very generously apply it, and then you let it set for about 10 minutes. So the idea is that our body's natural body temperature is between 97 and 99 degrees, and you put that makeup on, and as your body warms that makeup, it's going to sort of just set really well and bake onto your skin. So it's gonna warm it up, it's gonna help it stick to your skin better and have some really awesome coverage and really awesome staying power. So I'm gonna show you what I do. I'm using Young Living's, a mixture of Young Living's warm one and cool one. That is, I'm naturally a cool, but as you guys can see, I have red spots. And so the cool 2 is too dark, and cool 1 is great, but it didn't quite keep the coverage I wanted on those dark spots. So I blend together equal parts cool 1 and warm 1, and I use that as my foundation. So I've got it right here in my lid, and then I'm going to use a beauty blender. So you can get these on Amazon or at Target or Walmart, and these are naturally very sticky. So you do not need to wet this, okay? And I just get a good amount on my beauty blender, right? And I've got it caked on there pretty good. And then I'm gonna apply that where I need the most coverage. All right. So you guys can see it is, my curls look really defined today. It's fresh curls, day 1 curls. You can see that I have not blended this in really well. I don't know if the lighting is gonna let us see that. I have not blended it in super well. It's just kind of caked on. And then I'm actually gonna let this sit for 10 minutes. I'm not gonna do anything else with my makeup for 10 minutes. I'm gonna let this sit, and then I'm gonna come back and blend it in, buff it in and blend it in. And then I'm gonna put on I am going to use my misting spray and my brush to apply one more layer of foundation to just kind of even it up, and then I'm going to start with the contouring. So I'll be back in a couple of minutes, okay? All right, so we're back now. The makeup has had time to bake on my face. It's had some time, about 10 minutes, and I am going to use my foundation brush to sort of blend it in and even it out a little bit. And then I'm gonna apply just one more layer of foundation. Alright, and then I'm going to just blend it in really, really well. Buff it in, sort of. Alright, so we've got that buffed in really well, and then I'm going to apply I'm going to contour, show you guys some contouring real quick, just because this is my favorite part of makeup. So this is a brush from Amazon. I don't have Young Living's contouring brush yet, but I do wet it, and I always suck in my lips like that to kind of give me the idea of where to go. Now, you guys, I'm not a beauty expert at all, at all. But what I've noticed for me personally is that if I go down with my contouring, it helps my face look slimmer and longer, as opposed to going like from here over. Oh, the light. If I go from here over, that'll kind of make my face look a little bit rounder. And of course, I don't want that. I want to have a slender look. So going down with my contouring helps it look a little slender. So I've got contouring down the sides, just a little light contouring right up here, pretty heavy under my jaw, and then right here. So I'm done with the bronzer. That's how I use bronzer. I have the original blush still. It's the Sweet Savvy Minerals blush, and this one is Smashing. I do mist my brush and dust off the excess moisture, pick up my blush, and then I follow my contouring line. The contouring line is really dark, and I'm gonna let that bake on, and then I'm gonna blend it in after it's baked on for a little bit. All right, so obviously this is not the makeup routine that you want to use for like a 5-minute face, because you've gotta let your baking set it on your foundation and then on your contouring and blush and highlighting. So this is a makeup routine that's gonna be something to do when you have quite a bit of time on your hands. So I use the Wanderlust for my highlighting, the Wanderlust eyeshadow. It's the lightest one, and I just like it. And then I go right across the top here. The light. I go right across the top. Okay, so I'm also gonna let this bake on, but I wanted to just recap. So bronzer for contouring, and then blush, and then go over with the highlighter. I use the Wanderlust. And again, right here, I also take the highlighter and go over my eyebrows, and then just a little bit in the middle. I do go down my nose and over my lip, and then go underneath the contouring, just to give it some contrast. So I'm gonna let this bake on again for about 10 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes. It's been on for a little while now. So I'm gonna let that bake on, and then going to blend it all in. All right guys, I'm back. Let my contouring and highlighting bake on, and I am going to buff it and blend it in now. Okay, so I have blended it in, and I'm using this is another Amazon brush. I do have the veil buffer buffing brush, but I only use that for veil application. I don't use it to really buff my makeup in very much. All right, I have buffed everything. So you can see now that it is blended in. There's still the contouring here and the blush. There's still the highlighter in all the spots, but it's not quite, it's much more subtle. It's not nearly as obvious, but the staying power from baking it on, it's gonna last all day. That contouring is gonna be on all day. And then I'm gonna apply my veil. And for my veil, I do mist my veil brush, dust off the excess moisture, and I love veil. It's one of my favorite parts of makeup too, so I kind of go pretty generously with the veil. And I'll show you the finished look, okay? All right guys, I'm back with the finished look. I am wearing the Abundant lip gloss. Just a tip to get a little bit longer wear out of your gloss is to put a little bit of foundation or other powder on your lips before you apply your gloss. It helps it just set in and have a little bit more staying power. And then I use currently, because I don't have Young Living's mascara, I currently use Physicians Formula Organic Wear. It's what I've used for a while now, and I like it. It works great. So I just wanted to recap really quick. Bake on my foundation, which is Cool 1 and Warm 1 mixed together. Bake it on, and then blend it and buff it in. And then I bake on my contouring, my blush, and my highlighter, which the contouring is the Summer Loved bronzer. The blush is Smashing, and the highlighter is the Wanderlust eyeshadow. So I bake that on, and then I go in and buff that, blend all of that together, and then I apply my mineral veil, and then I do my eye makeup. The eye makeup today is Wanderlust, Residual, and Determined. And then I do my eyes, my eyebrows, my eyeliner, and my mascara, and then the gloss is Abundant. All right, you guys, thanks for watching. Drop your questions in the comments and I'll do my best to answer them. And I hope you guys have a savvy, wonderful day. Bye.